Just had OBS just crashed. Our streaming software just crashed. That was the cause of the freeze. We're back in business.
I see us.
Sweet, awesome. So the first mate of the Fujin was giving a geography lesson to some of the newbies, including Tashash, or Gravy, as he's known to the rest of the crew, and two other of our
Finiteers there too.
Finiteers there, and Malmer has also come by to see. He's explained the locations of some certain things. The town of Three Ways is all the way to the right. There's a triangle in the center called the Depths. Dangerous. There is in the bottom left, there's a feather representing the Aarakocra homeland, Air Mountain. Blob of white wool on the very north tip represents the perch of Nebulaster, the cloud giant. And then between Three Ways and the wool that represents Nebulaster's perch, he stretches a thin blue string across the hoop. And this, he says, you can see from here. He points due northeast to the right of where the ship is heading. The white color of the horizon there is slightly thicker than on the other side of the ship. He says that's the cloud line, where the ocean falls off the edge of the world. Our heading right now is directly parallel to it. Lastly, he points to the upper left corner of the hoop. That's the ragged edge. Trees aren't close together up there. It's even more dangerous than the depths. Then he points to the lower right corner. That's the Swamp Eternal. Down there, what's under you? Sometimes water, sometimes land, sometimes nothing at all. There's a sailor who raises her hand. Says, what's in the center? Barkus says, too many good ships have gone to try and find that out. Never returned. It's an experiment, I hope, that we will have no reason to try on this voyage.
Bet you that's where the silver squid is.
Wouldn't you like to know where the silver squid is?
Can I make a persuasion check at this point?
What? Tell me what you say.
I say, I have heard the silver squid is near Nebulaster's perch.
I don't know what you think persuading the first mate of that will do, but go ahead.
Mal would like to psychically stifle Tashash. He's going to look daggers at Tashash. I rolled a 2 to try to convince him to cut it out using my stern lances.
What's that persuasion check?
Oh, that's a whopping 6 total.
I got a 14.
Barkus is like, he folds his arms. I don't know why they call you Gravy. That's a weird name.
Because I like gravy.
Where'd you get this information from?
Him. I pointed Malmer.
And when Josh comes back, we'll find out how Malmer responds to that.
Unless he's wearing
provocation.
Like a theatrical mustache.
Is he laughing? What happened?
Can't hear you, Sir Robert.
Hey, Josh.
Hey, sorry, I'm back.
Sorry, Barkus said
Barkus blamed
to Josh, where did you get that information? And Tashash pointed to you and said, he told me. And so now Barkus has turned his eyes on you. You know something I don't, sailor?
Well, we were exchanging information with certain sailors on the ship that we ran abroad of and were trading with. And some of them were pointing out that in the midst of the excellent kraken hunting that was happening to the north near Nebulaster's Perch, that they believed that Enma was close by because of the concentration of other krakens.
That is consistent with some of the patterns that we've seen before. I'll take it under advisement. So he lets the class go.
I'd like to pull out my little compass that points at the book and see which direction it's pointing.
Okay. Yeah. You take that out. You're standing on the deck. The ship is facing northwest, and you find that your little totem is pointing south-southeast, pretty much the opposite direction that the ship is going.
Can you
So it's
pull
back
up
at three ways? Should have stayed
map
at
again,
three ways.
Josh?
I couldn't hear Dave.
Sorry, can you put your map up again?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Which way are we going?
We're heading
towards
parallel to the
Nebulaster.
cloud line, northwest.
Okay.
So
Got
Dwight, you would think that what it's pointing towards is either in the depths, or if it's past the depths,
Swamp
it's in the
Eternal.
swamp eternal.
Boo! Can I push the totem so that it's pointing at the perch of Nebulaster?
You may indeed.
I do that. Is
It
this a
spins
persuasion
back.
roll?
To do what? No.
Trying to persuade the totem to swing the book around in front of the ship.
No. You may not make that roll. So you're now in a kind of chore / downtime period. Is there anything in particular you're interested in doing?
I think I am going to go talk to. Well, go ahead. Somebody else. I've already taken up a lot of airtime.
Not true.
Okay, yeah, charisma check. Yep. Oh well, then what does it turn out to be? Okay, yeah, you're not speaking in a way that they really know what you're talking about. There's the names of things that you're using are not names that they know. Yeah. Malmer, why don't you give me a perception check while you're doing your chores?
Golly, 20.
Okay. Yeah, so you are sent into the hold to bring up some biscuits for dinner tonight that one of the other sailors is going to prepare or get out or give to the captain or whatever. And you're down there and you accidentally bump against a barrel and you see something like behind the barrel, and it's different than what you're used to seeing like a lot of this elven stuff is packaged in like fancy big leaves and stuff, like it's elf cellophane. And you see something that's packaged like that in leaves, but they're not the kind of leaves that you recognize. So you take another look and you see that it's packaged just like food, but it's not any kind of food that you've seen before. It's like bugs. It's like dried worms and dried like beetles, big ones in a packaging that are with spices on them, like somebody thinks that's food.
Mal has a pretty good idea about who might enjoy this, and so he would like to take a look around, and if he is alone, would like to purloin a modicum of these victuals.
He's gonna take one of the bugs.
Yes, purloin a modicum of victuals. Sure, why don't I just me steal, Matthew? Me steal.
Yeah. Put weird food bug in your inventory. You now have that.
Okay.
Nobody sees you. The hold is very crowded. It's not hard to sneak something here, although sailors are pretty jealous about their possessions.
But what about the weird food bugs?
Yeah. Let's see.
I'd like to climb up to the top of the ship and look for the silver squid.
Okay. Yeah, do that. Make a
Climb!
You're not assigned to this duty, so there's another sailor up in the crow's nest. Do you want to be like, hey, I'm taking over for you, go do whatever, or do you want to hang out up there with them?
No, I'll hang out with them.
Okay.
Do I have to do anything to get up there? Or
Nah.
just there?
You're just there.
Do I see the squid?
Make a perception check.
Here we go. 7 plus something, hopefully. Yeah, 9.
You see lots and lots of white mist.
The squid's not up here, guys.
The sailor who's up there is a dude named Alan, and he's like,
Do you see the squid, Alan?
no, I don't see it. It's probably not around here.
Do you see any squids? What's a squid look like, Alan?
I'll tell you, when there's a squid around, what you'll see is the trees just kind of moving apart and then closing back. And you'll see kind of a gap in the mist as the mist falls into a gap in the trees. And you'll see like this big empty space sort of floating along with, sometimes you'll see a tentacle or an arm that'll flick up for a little bit. And, sometimes they do fly above or below the surface of the sea, but usually they're in the trees, and you can tell they're there by the gap. It's the gap you're looking for.
Are there any like smaller squid that don't make gaps?
Now, if it's a kraken, it makes some kind of gap. The smaller ones, the baby krakens, don't make as big of a gap, but then, they're actually easier to spot because they're not as smart and as the old ones. So they are a little frolicsome. They'll kind of come up above and jump around. And they play a little bit more, and that's how you get them.
Nice. A good eating?
Squid, I mean, we eat it, but it's not great.
You're just in it for the something stone.
Although, a fresh squid steak really hits the spot if it's really, really fresh and extremely
cut it out
rare.
with the harpoon.
Yeah. Yep. Best if cut with a harpoon. Yep.
Nice.
Hey, Tashash.
Mhm.
You're doing your chore, your same old chore on the outside of the boat. Scraping barnacles, cleaning, repainting a
They put
little
me
little
over
little touch-up jobs.
they throw me over the side again.
No,
Oh, okay.
but you are cleaning. Make me a perception check.
Okay. Um, I so I think he would need to make a. I'm not sure, but he's probably not very comfortable going over the side at the moment. So it would take, I don't know, like a will roll or something to actually
Go ahead and
get
roll
him
with
over the side in the
disadvantage.
first place.
If you think
On
that
what?
Tashash is the perception check. If you think
Oh,
he's
okay.
especially distracted and it would be hard to notice things,
Yeah, okay.
then yeah, roll
Well,
with disadvantage is fine.
Yeah, okay. He got a 9.
Okay. Yeah, you're just scratching along. You get some more barnacles. You scurry
Yeah.
back up as soon as ever you can figure out that Sarah will be okay with you being back
Yeah.
up topside.
I'll keep some barnacles for later, for gambling.
Weatherin, Captain Gorio asks you specifically to go and double check the spare boat. I think he saw that you were taking especially good care of Sarah's boat. So he wants you to check on the fourth boat, which is not assigned to any of the three mates. But while you're doing that, make me a investigation check. Okay. Yeah, you find it's not really that weird, but you take note that it since the last time you saw this boat, because you pay close attention, since the last time you saw it, there are some boot scuffs on the sort of the sidewall of the boat, as though somebody had been in it or had been standing there, and it had to have been overnight, probably, since you were working on this boat, or at least looking at it yesterday, and you're looking at it very closely today. So it looks like somebody used it for something, or at least was touching it and dealing with it. got a little like, black boot polish rubbed off on the side. It's not like evidence of any nefarious deeds, like any of the sailors might have done it. It wouldn't be against the rules, but it is weird. People don't spend time in these boats. It's out of the ordinary. You just tell him. Yeah, and you actually find one or two little items that maybe nobody else would notice, but like there's a thing where, the ropes, when you throw the harpoon, they have to come off just right. They're sort of they're stored in a certain way so that when the harpoon is cast, they don't tangle or anything. But you have opinions about the right way to do this, like strong opinions, and you notice that, like, the person who set this up sort of set it up in the old way, where there's a very, very minor, a little bit more of a chance of getting something tangled than if you set it up this new way that you happen to know about, which is how you've got Sarah's boat set up. So you go and you can
Chris,
go and. Mhm. Yes, of course. Mm. Right. Right. Goryo says, "Thank you for your very careful attention to detail. I'm sure that I can trust you with any job that requires attentiveness. I will do that. You may report to Sarah and continue with whatever she says." Fennetir, you are talking to some of the sailors as you usually do. Why don't you make me it's not investigation, but like just like I guess just an intelligence check.
Intelligence. It's not gonna go well. 6. I used the D&D Beyond's digital dice.
That's a beautiful thing. I'm glad you enjoyed that.
Did you hear it?
No.
Oh. It makes a little sound.
Was it pleasing?
It pleased one of my senses.
Wonderful.
Well,
Taste.
2, I see it.
The sailors are normal. They're like riled up about catching the silver squid and earning this lump of levy, and you know, it's the beginning of the voyage, and they're excited.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I think something happens, and I want one of you to roll me up a D10 to see what that something is. We're probably not going to get to all of it before the break, but we can at least set it up.
I've got a D10 right here. 3.
We're all gonna die.
Well, we
Would you
might
roll last time, Sir Robert? That was
need another
good.
friend
This is
who
like
gives us
the
the magic item.
1 out of 10.
I rolled it last time as well, and it was a 6.
Oh, then we rolled to see who got it or something? Because Sir Robert got it.
Yep.
Why didn't you roll another 6, Josh?
The dice don't lice.
Maybe we should get some lice dice. This is a big table. Matt's looking in. Only 10 entries. Is it frozen?
Nope.
Can y'all hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay. Everybody wasn't moving for like 2 seconds, so. And no one said anything.
Okay. So here's what happens. You are gliding along, doing your thing, when the Fujin suddenly comes to a very complete stop. Make me a acrobatics check, all of you. Sailors around you fall over.
16.
11.
Natural 20, which is a 21.
Boom.
I'm sorry, Tashash.
Do I fall over the side?
What did you roll?
11.
Oh, no, you are all able to keep your feet, although Tashash just barely. Tashash has to grab like a handrail or something to stay
Grabs a
upright.
handrail. His claws dig into the side.
Yep.
Makes him,
No, the ship
gouge.
has
Run aground.
stopped. The captain busts out of his quarters and says, "What's going on?" An unseen voice from somewhere below yells up at you, 100 gold! 100 gold and I'll let your ship go.
Ooh.
Put it in a bag. 100 gold in a bag. Lower it over the side. And Captain Gorio says, 100 gold? Not a chance. Gratu, you four, go see what's up. Get down there.
Did he point at us four?
Yes.
Okay.
You four exactly, who happen to be standing near each other. There's an important question. Do you tie yourself to lines before you climb down into the cloudy sea, or do you just go?
Well, the first thing I do is I cast Bless on everybody.
Tashash definitely ties himself to a line.
I bless my 3 companions.
How long does bless last?
1 minute.
10 rounds.
Concentration.
It's good. You don't think it's going to last long enough to get down where you're supposed to go if you cast it right now.
Mal,
So then I don't cast it.
Mal's going to jump
smart
off the
enough not
edge. Mal's going to immediately grab his sword and start sliding down the edge.
The sailor's like pants and belt situation is like specially formulated, specially constructed that you can. It's got like there's like a a elf carabiner on the back so that you can, and it's like it's built so that it won't like destroy you if it jerks on you suddenly.
Well,
but it is a choice whether you put on the rope or not. Okay. Anybody who leaped.
So just before I jump off the edge of the boat.
Hold on. If Tashash realizes what Malmer is doing, he would try to keep him from jumping straight over the rail.
You're gonna grab him?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's a strength check contested with Malmer's dexterity.
So
if you're trying to get away from him.
He's got a grab. Well, I mean, are we standing next to each other?
Yeah, you're standing on the deck near each other.
Okay. So he's got to reach out and grab me.
Yeah.
To do that, right? Okay.
Yeah, that's why I asked like if I notice him in doing this in time.
All right. Yeah. So my armor class is 18.
Got a 19.
All right. So how does that work? Malmer. So now I have to make a contested check with him to try to see if he holds on to me.
Because
that's how grapple works. First, he has to get a hand on me, and then he's got to successfully hold on to me.
Quit fighting, you guys! We've got to take out the pirate.
Well, I mean, I'm trying to run off. So the question is, can he hold on to me effectively, having put his hand on me? Right.
No, you were trying to get away, and he grabbed you. And now, if you want to struggle with each other, that's going to be contested strength checks.
Okay, so I mean, it's still my turn. So by reaching out and putting a hand on me, has he effectively ended my turn?
We don't have turns yet. It's nobody's
Okay,
turn.
I mean, I said I run and I jump off the edge of the boat, right? And so
Yeah, he
I
grabbed
start
you.
running, and he reaches out and he puts a hand on me. So the question
Yep.
is, does he successfully keep me from moving away from him, or do I feel his hand on me and I brush it off and keep running?
You are unable to brush it off because he rolled a 19 and your armor class is 18.
Okay.
Even though I asked you for a different check than that, but you wanted it to be versus your armor class, so that's what you got.
Okay.
And he won.
Okay.
So now he's got a hold on you.
Okay.
And so now if you want to, you can choose what you want to do, but it sounded like you wanted to try and like continue moving forward, which would be your strength versus his, which would be a contested strength check between you.
Okay. Do we all need to roll for initiative here?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay.
So Tashash, well, tries to hold Malmer, and he says, wait, what are you doing? What are you doing? Do not jump over there. Take a rope.
He's trying to get you to put on a rope, buddy.
Okay.
Let me go first. I will go first.
All right, so all this has happened in a split second. So Mal goes to take off. Tashash puts a hand on him. Mal's going to try to break loose and run.
Strength check.
Okay.
Tashash, roll strength.
Yep. Not great. 8.
So 17.
Mal, you are able to break Tashash's grip and successfully leap over the edge. Make an acrobatics
Okay,
check.
so as I'm running, before I jump off my edge, off the other side, I stick my hand out and I cast Minor Illusion, which makes a thunderously loud sound and a fairly good imitation of the sound of an adult kraken on the hunt, closing in on its prey.
Minor
And
illusion?
I do that. Yeah, I do that from the other side. One of the things it says it can do is make a lion's roar. So I'm going to make a comparably volumed sound of a kraken making its predatory noise.
Yeah, sure. You do that.
Okay, so
Roll me
that's
an
off that
acrobatics
side.
check.
Now acrobatics check coming off this side. Man, I used up all my good rolls on you.
Everybody who
11.
Okay. Everybody
Tashash is Tashash. So is Tashash fooled by the illusion? Or like, how do I figure that out?
you don't know what a kraken sounds like, but there is a weird sound.
Oh, okay. So it was just a sound.
Yeah, a minor illusion only makes like a pretty small cube, not big enough to make a convincing kraken, even if you wanted to.
That's if you choose to use it.
Oh,
right. He's not using it visually. He's making
I chose
sound.
to use it for sound.
Gotcha. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Yeah. Am I tethered yet?
You can begin to tether yourself.
Oh. Tashash groans and goes over the side without tethering himself after Malmer.
So who leapt over the edge and who got ropes on and who climbed down? I'm sorry, say that. I couldn't. Sorry, Sir Robert, I was unable to hear you over the sound of Dave's chair. Could you repeat that?
Sorry.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. No, this is something that sailors often do is jump off. If you have a rope on, it's considered fairly safe. Fennetir, you happened to be standing with them, Fennetir. But if you didn't want to go, if you wanted to stay up on deck, you could say it would not be like disobedience for you not to go over the edge.
No, it sounds fun. Venator will bungee off the side of this boat.
You're gonna jump too?
With a rope.
Okay. Tashash, you're gonna climb down?
Tashash is gonna climb down without a rope.
Okay. There are 3 other sailors. Wait, Tashash, without a rope?
He's going after Malmer.
Okay.
Malmer went without a rope, so Tashash isn't gonna.
In the event of the loss
around.
of pressure, please put a mask on yourself before putting a mask on anyone else.
Yep.
Okay, so
I had a 13 to go over the edge, by the way.
great. Anybody else who leapt also make an acrobatics check.
Oh, yeah.
I climbed. Do I need a?
Nope. You climb down and you step onto the canopy, and it upholds you.
Gosh.
Ooh.
Yes.
19.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, you all alight on the broad leaves and are able to like grab onto them and you sort of pancake out. If you hit the leaves like feet first, you'll generally go right through. But they hold up a lot of weight. So if you spread yourself out really well, and you can also kind of sort of monkey bar sometimes and sometimes go over. So you find yourselves on the top level of the canopy, sort of scooting along on your bellies.
I can see Malmer.
You're just under the mist. Yes, you can see Malmer.
Okay, I'm gonna go over to Malmer.
Is Hargis in front of us?
And
I'm sorry, is what in front of you?
Starbuck or whatever his name is.
No, there was there were 3 sailors who also tied ropes to themselves and jumped down, as well as Gratu, the orc harpooner, who happened to be near you as well. So there you are.
Josh, you get a. Tashash is giving Malmer a rather disjointed and somewhat semi-frantic lecture about.
Well, hang on before
the
you
horrible things that are below.
Hang on before that happens. I mean, I was the first person down there on the ground.
You sure were.
As soon as I hit the ground, what did I see?
Yeah,
the canopy.
When you poke your head, the canopy itself has about 6 inches to a foot of very thick mist above it, but it's fairly easy to get your eye level above the mist. So you can see that there are like 3 or 4 really large branches that have grabbed onto the back end of the Fujin, almost as if they had just grown there, but they can't have grown there. They must be animated somehow, because tree branches don't grow that fast usually.
In that case, I think Mal is going to drop down below the level of the mist and try to go in that direction following the canvas, going at a speed where when he gets to the edge of the canvas, he won't go off the edge.
The canopy?
Yeah, you said canvas. You said we landed on a canvas.
Oh, sorry.
Canopy. Gotcha.
Think of the canopy layer of the rainforest. This is like that, except much, much tougher, and you can stay on top of it if you're skilled as you fellows are.
Okay.
So you're going to drop below the canopy and head
drop below the mist, yeah, and move in that direction, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's an acrobatics check to climb down.
10.
You miss your footing trying to climb down, and you begin to fall. You fall.
I didn't. Can I add my? Well, I already made the check. Whatever. I forgot to add blessed to it. Sorry.
Are you blessed? I don't think.
I was in the group that got blessed.
No, it didn't happen because it took too long. I didn't bless.
Oh, okay.
And it's already been like, well,
12 minutes.
I don't know. It hasn't been 12 minutes, but like, he never actually fired off the spell. You fall about 10 feet before you contact a branch. Roll acrobatics to grab onto it.
Okay. That's an 8. It's an 8. Yeah, it's an 8.
Roll a d6 damage.
Okay. That is 2 damage.
You continue falling. You fall 20 more feet. Contact another branch.
Do I roll 2d6 this time?
Nice. Roll acrobatics.
Ooh. Roll acrobatics. That's a 20. Plus stuff is a 25.
Oh yeah, 25. You're like a gymnast right now. So like your hands grab onto this lower branch, and you've almost reached the bottom of the canopy, 30 feet from the top. You grab almost not the lowest level of branches, but you grab one of the lower branches and like swing around and use your momentum to throw yourself back up.
Jurassic Park 3, baby.
It's a crazy move, and you actually land yourself pretty much where you originally intended to be, about 10 feet below the level of the canopy, firmly on a branch.
That's what I'm talking about.
You make a perception check.
Whew. Got all those low rolls out of the way. 22.
22. Yeah. So you see behind one of the trees, trying to hide, a wizard in a red robe. He does not see you.
Nice. That's what I like. I hold put for a second and wait for my other compatriots to get in place.
What do you guys do? You are currently the other 3 of you are currently on top of the canopy. You cannot see through the leaves to know what has happened to Fennetir, although you do hear some sort of bouncing around and a oof when he hits that first branch.
Or Malmer?
I'm sorry, Malmer. Fennetir is with you, as well as the 3 sailors. And Gratu is starting to like crawl her way along the canopy towards the back of the ship where the trees are. The tree branches are. Yeah, it's wood. They are examples of the loft trees around here. So these branches that have enclosed the back part of the ship, like the tiller or the whatever it's called, the rudder, those have like the big broad canopy leaves on them. When you touch the branches, you and Gratu approach the branches together with some of the other sailors. When you touch the branches, the trees spring into life and start moving towards you. I'm going to say roll initiative, but that's going to happen when we come back from break at 9 o'clock and 10 minutes.
So,
Fennetir, you are just You've poked your head above the mist of the cloudy sea. You're clinging to one of the extremely large lily pad-like leaves of the canopy, and you see Gratu and Weatherin approaching the enormous trees that have wrapped their branches around the back part of the Fujin. Your comrade Malmer has let himself slip below the level of the canopy, and you heard kind of a thunk, and then some other sounds and grabbing on and gymnastic style stuff, and he's you don't know what's going on with him really. You can't see. I need to know where and what Tashash and Fennetir do in these couple of moments while Gratu and Weatherin are approaching the trees.
Tashash is trying to find Malmer.
Do you go down below the canopy?
Yep. Yeah. I mean, whichever direction he's in.
Okay. So, Fennetir, you see Tashash also drop below the canopy after going after Malmer. Tashash, roll me acrobatics.
Yeah. Hey, I got a 10.
Yep.
Not a 1.
Do
one
roll
with a
me
0 after it.
Do roll me up a d6 of damage for yourself.
Oh.
But you do happen to land on a pretty thick branch and are able to grab onto it. You see Malmer. Your visibility is limited because you're beneath you are within the mist, but without the sun shining directly down on it, once you're inside of it and your eyes start to adjust, it's you can see a little further than you would think that you could.
Ouch! Malmer, come back! Come back!
You don't have much time to say much more than that, but Malmer, you hear him say this. You have just spotted the red-robed wizard.
Yep. I cast a hex upon the red-robed wizard.
Hey.
Hold on. We have a little bit more. We have a little bit more narrative to do, but okay.
Sure.
We're at the. Okay. Fennetir.
Oh, Pawn, we're really in it. We're really stepping in it. You better come down and give us a hand here. And I sprinkle some holy water on any PC that's still within 30 feet of me.
That is. You are not able to see Malmer.
I don't need to see him. I just need to be within 30 feet of him.
Really?
Yep.
It doesn't say within view.
Bless up to 3 creatures of your choice within range. Range area 30 feet.
That's correct.
Huh.
You just gotta kind of flick it up in the air and ponder.
Yeah, they're all within 30 feet of you. You have got Gratu, the 3 sailors, and Tashash and Malmer within range that you can choose from.
But not what's his name?
Weatherin.
Weatherin's with Gratu, so you can reach him as well.
Okay, I'll do the people who stood in line with me and feel a bond with them.
Okay, so the three other player characters.
Yeah.
Nice. Consider yourselves blessed, and roll initiative.
Ooh, that's pretty good.
I have a feeling I might go first.
21.
22.
6.
21.
Tie goes to the higher decks.
Yep.
14.
16. Is there a way in D&D Beyond to... I see how I can do like stun and other conditions. Is there a way to do like bless?
I think you're just going to have to keep track of it.
Okay. No problemo. Just wondering.
So there was a 22 and two 21s. Who's the 22?
Yeah.
Josh.
Josh.
Me. I was the 22.
Nice. And the better 21?
Me.
Sir Robert.
Watherin.
Watherin.
And then Kashash was the other.
Yeah.
And what did you roll, Fennetir?
A robust 6.
Practically a 6.1.
All right, so Gratu starts just, who rolled a 23, by the way, starts just hacking away at these tree branches. And what that's going to look like, she's got like a cutlass, and she's going to miss. Oh, no, wait. Haha, that's actually a hit. So she's going to hit all 3 times that she gets to attack.
What sort of item is she hacking with?
Regular sailor's cutlass.
Did
All
you say
kinds
that
of
already?
battle worn.
Is there like a chip in it? I feel like sailors' cutlasses have chips in them.
Yeah, if you really like. And then it's your turn, Mal.
All right.
So you are underneath. You're looking at this. You're looking at this wizard. Time to cast your thing.
Yes. So I hex him, and that hex gives me extra damage on him, but I also get to choose an ability that he will have disadvantage on all checks made with that ability. And I choose dexterity. And then I Eldritch Blast him.
Okay.
That is a...
What's his save going to be?
I just have to hit him at first. I'm hitting him with an Eldritch Blast, and if a 16 hits him, then does a 16 hit him?
Yeah, 16 hits him. It's a ranged attack.
Okay, then he is going to take 7 points of force damage, and he's going to be blasted back 10 feet. He's going to be blasted off the branch, so I take it now, falling.
Yeah, so this blast of force, he looks up at you. He's got like a sort of like a patchy neck beard sort of situation, kind of a pudgy fellow, and he looks up at you for just an instant, and his eyes widen as your blast of power just knocks him right off the branch. And he goes tumbling down. Thunk, thunk, and eesh.
With disadvantage.
There's one last thunk, and then you hear no more of the red-robed wizard.
He's gone.
Are you going to move anywhere? Otherwise, it's Watherin's turn.
I've used up my standard action and my action, and I'm going to hang tight there.
All right, Watherin. These trees are moving and making threatening sorts of gestures at you.
When you say the trees are moving, do you mean locomoting or bending?
I mean,
Animated.
There's a tree in front of you, sort of to the left, and there's a tree in front of you that's like past you, further along the ship.
Uh-huh.
And 2 is hacking away chips of bark are flying from this, but it has let go of the ship with one branch, and the other branch is like threateningly making like it's going to hit you, but it hasn't done it yet.
I whack at the branch that looks dangerous to me.
Do so.
Sorry.
With alacrity.
What did you just say?
Roll
Do
it.
so.
Make an attack
Got it.
roll.
Yep. I have that number here. 18.
That's going to hit.
Okay. A D8. Where is a D8 here? Nope, that's a 10. Which one's the 8? There's the 8. Okay, sorry. Let's see. Sorry, real quickly. I have two different numbers here. One says slashing, and one says, they both say slashing. I have one says a D8 and one says a D10. I don't understand.
Are you using one hand or two?
Aha. I don't know. It's my only thing. So I guess two.
One hand
if
for the
it's better
ship
for me.
and one hand for you.
You know
Sure,
what?
yeah, like if you're going to use a two-handed, you can't have a shield or anything.
Yeah, I don't have a shield, but I could be using the rope or something. I don't know. Okay, then that sounds fine. I will just do that. I got a 7.
Cool. Is that what you rolled, or is that what you rolled plus with the plus?
That's the
on
whole effect.
it? Nice. Tashash, you have just watched as your shipmate cast a spell which blasted a red-robed elf person down and off into infinite darkness, screaming in terror. You can hear the sound above you of like something is thwacking at something wooden up there.
And red robed wizard is just gone.
You can see him no longer.
Can we
I-
still hear
do
the
I-
faint and diminishing sounds of his screams?
No.
No. And there's I have like no sense of how far down this thing goes.
You do. You have quite a good sense, having passed all the
Oh.
way through it. It's
It
about
goes
40 feet.
forever.
I mean, the trees and their interlocking branches,
Right.
that's about 40 feet of space. And there's a
And
canopy
then-
on
On the
top,
left.
and there's a canopy on the bottom.
Okay. So he could have landed on the bottom canopy, the lower canopy?
At speed, I think you just blast right through, right?
Probably.
You can't see that far, but you have the impression that he did not manage to stop his fall.
Right. Okay. Well, I guess I'll climb back up and see if I can figure out what this thwacking is. What's going on with the thwacking? Can
Okay.
I get?
It's
Like-
acrobatics to climb up on top of the canopy.
Okay.
Hey, real quickly. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. I thought you were finishing that. His turn.
I'm just. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, I realized I have a trait that increases damage for next time. So,
Okay. I rolled a 16.
Okay, yeah, you successfully get up on top of the canopy. That uses what's your movement speed?
Normal.
What, 30? 40?
I guess 30. I don't know.
Okay.
It says
30.
You've used 20 of it. You can get, if you want to go towards the others, you can not get all the way there, but part of the way there.
I'll get part of the way there.
You can see that they're hacking away at these trees.
Yeah, this
Try
this
not to
doesn't
get
look
on
like
one of the
my
trees.
javelins
Yeah.
would be very effective, so I'm just gonna try to. Yep.
Yeah. So the awakened tree that you two are hacking away at takes a swipe at Gratu.
So this is like
And
a sentient tree.
this is like a moving around tree with a sinister sort of sense of purpose about it. But it swings a massive branch at Gratu, but she is able to nimbly dodge it. As it does this, it lets go of the ship, and the ship, released from what's been holding it, moves forward a bunch, sort of jumps forward really
Dragging all of us
suddenly.
that are tied to it.
And the other, no, you've got some good slack in your lines.
Okay.
The others who, the other awakened tree, its grip is sort of shifted, but it's still holding on a little bit, except it looks around it just a bit. One of the sailors throws a rock at it, misses. Another sailor takes a knife, throws it at it. Oh, that's going to be a hit. Good job, little sailor. You did 1 hit point of damage.
Every point helps.
The other awakened tree now.
How many awakened trees are there?
There are only 2. The one that had been holding on now releases its grip on the Fujin, and it turns and comes toward Gratu and Weatherin, coming within range of you. It is grabbing onto the other trees and shifting them as it pulls itself along. Between that, the motion from that, and the motion on the trees of this other tree, grabbing it and wrenching itself as it moves along, Gratu and Weatherin need to make acrobatics checks to be able to keep their footing.
12.
You do. You're able to stay upright on the canopy, but it's a near thing.
Yeah, all shook up.
The awakened tree takes a swing at you, Weatherin.
Okay.
How is a 24 versus your armor class?
It does hit.
Feel like that would hit just about anybody these days.
That's going to be 14 points of damage.
Okay.
Oof.
You are struck by an extremely heavy branch. You are going to need to make another acrobatics check to keep your feet after being bludgeoned by this enormous tree branch.
21.
You dexterously grab onto some of the leaves and hoist yourself back up onto your feet as though nothing had happened. Fennetir, welcome to your turn.
My turn has begun. I would like, how far away am I from all of this?
You're about 30 feet.
Okay. I'd like to hit that. I'd like to cast Guiding Bolt on that one that just hit my friend Weatherin.
Okay. Tell me what kind of damage Guiding Bolt is, but also
Radiant.
Okay. Is that something where the Awakened Tree rolls versus a DC, or are you going to make a ranged attack?
It's a ranged attack.
Go ahead and make it.
Is a 14.
It sure is.
Does that hit?
It does hit.
Okay. It is 5d6 of damage.
What?
Does 12 damage.
12 damage is good.
And also, The next attack roll made against this target before the end of my next turn has advantage because it has mystical dim light glittering on it.
Nice. Okay.
Wish I rolled better damage. Crud.
Back to the top of the order. Gratu is still attacking this one that is also attacking her. She gets some attacks. She's a beast, by the way. Don't tangle with Gratu.
Is that like a... I
She's
thought
a-
she was an elf.
She's an orc, right?
She is an orc. She is fully orc, and she is really,
Bestial.
really seems to be doing some serious damage to this tree. She's actually got one entire limb off the tree, and it has like tumbled down into the abyss. Mal,
Nice.
it's your turn. You are, I think, still beneath the canopy.
I'm one layer down, so I need to make an
Yep.
acrobatics check to climb up.
Sure do.
That'll probably do it. 16.
Oh, yep.
Okay. In that case,
You're
Mal
up
is going
above.
to get up to the level of the fracas and is going to hex the treant with a hex that puts it at disadvantage on all checks involving strength.
Awesome.
And it's going. Go
There
ahead.
is one of them that is trading blows with Gratu, and another one is trading blows with Weatherin.
Okay. Do I see clearly that one is more beaten up
Yeah.
than the other?
Gratu
Gratu.
has beaten up hers more than Weatherin has beaten up his.
I will help Weatherin with his. So I will hit that one. But I've got advantage to hit it. So that is a good thing because it would have been a 1, but instead it is 20 to hit. Thanks to that bless.
But not a natural 20?
No, not a nat.
But that definitely hits roll damage.
You have advantage on this roll. It's
That's the
next
only
attack.
reason why I hit. Thank you, sir.
Okay. It wasn't blessed, it was guiding light.
Guiding light. Thank you. Yeah. Well, yeah. So that is
But
3
you
points.
also roll a d4 in addition, but it doesn't matter.
Yep. So that is 3 points of force damage, and it is blasted 10 feet back. So you tell me whether that instigates the falling condition.
Is there any limit on the size of the creature that's blasted back by this?
Boy, that's a good question. Let me.
What's the spell?
Sure. Well, the spell is Eldritch Blast, but the place where you would find that would be in the Warlock Invocation area. And I am looking at that right now.
The size of this creature is huge.
Okay.
But what's the damage? 3 points?
Yes. Repelling blast when you hit a creature. Does not have a cap on the size.
All right. Yeah, so
Blast a Tarask 10 feet.
great. So it does so. It flies backwards the 10 feet. And as it goes, its branches collide with and sort of tangle with the branches of the other trees of the Cloudy Sea, leaving a big bowl-like indentation. Weatherin,
Yeah.
make an acrobatics check to keep your feet as this thing just creates a big empty space as it goes flying back.
Not natural 20.
Okay, so you and I guess from your perspective, Mal, what this looks like is you blast it, and it goes flying back away from you, and away from the other your teammates who are fighting it. And as it flies back, it creates like a crater in front of it as it pushes the trees out of the way. And so this is a 10-foot wide crater that is about 20 feet deep with branches at the bottom. There's no canopy in this like pit. It's been cleared out of the way. And Gratu and Weatherin are on one side, and the two or one of the trees is on the other side, and one of them is on the same side still with Gratu and Weatherin.
Okay.
Is that your turn?
That is my turn.
All right, Weatherin, you managed to keep your feet in all of this sort of pandemonium, and you see on the other side of this sort of...
Oh, and can I yell, get to the ship? Can I just yell, let's get to the ship! The ship's free! Let's go! Go ahead. That's the end of my turn. I'm done.
Cool. The ship, by this point, when it got let go, it jerked forward because I guess nobody thought to put the sails down. So it's off a little ways from you guys, actually.
I'm tied to it.
Right, but you've got a good little bit of slack.
Okay.
Let's say if it moves too much further, that's going to be a complicating factor.
Okay. So I can tell, and Weatherin believes that the ship is out of danger.
It is moving
great.
away from these trees.
Is there anyone that great. Is there anyone that I can see who does not have a rope?
I do not have a rope.
Weatherin and Tashash are... Tashash, are you...
Mal and Tashash.
I'm sorry. Mal and Tashash. Tashash, are you above the canopy?
Yes.
So they're both above the canopy. They don't have a rope.
Is either of them close to me? How close are they? Can I get to them? I can go 30 feet.
You can get to them.
Okay. Sorry, one last thing. Tashash is a big dude. How many? Do I think both of them could hang onto my rope, or do I not know what's going on?
It's a strong line. It can take a good amount of weight.
Okay, great. I just run over to them and I tell them like, hey, the ship's leaving. You don't have ropes. Grab on. They need to climb.
Yeah.
Or something. I don't know. Tie it around their waists or something. I don't know.
Grab on. I'll grab on.
Cool.
How far away is the ship from us at this point? 30 feet?
Yeah, it's about 30 feet away. You guys have like 60 feet of rope, and it's about 30 feet away. It seems to be moving like 15, 20 or so feet around, maybe.
Cool.
So the next round you would come to about the end of your rope.
Okay, so it's pulling away, going through my carabiner. Great. So I guess what I do actually is I want to toss it to them and say, climb up, and I'm going to climb up. I'm going to also try to climb the rope.
Yeah. Once Tashash gets in range, he'll just climb up the side of the boat. He'll trail the rope until he gets next to the ship and just climb up the side of the ship.
Okay.
Does Finitier have a rope on him?
Everybody does, I think.
Except for Tashash.
Sorry.
Okay,
I'm
good.
Finitier.
Okay.
I'm Finitier. I have a rope.
Cool.
Cool. The sailors do too. Gratu does not.
Oh.
Did I say that she did?
I don't know.
I don't think I did. I don't think she does. But either way, so you guys are making your way away from this situation. Gratu is not. She is still duking it out with hers. Are you gonna?
Yeah, Mal's going to stick around to help.
I mean,
are we at the top of the order?
Tashash has a turn if he wants it. But I guess you use it. You're going to grab onto the rope and sort of get going?
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing to fight, so Just
Okay. Well, the next thing that happens then is that this this awakened tree gets another, probably one last hit. Oh, ouch! Against Gratu.
Gratuitous violence, am I right?
You are indeed.
Hey. Did you catch that one, Matt? That's pretty
He's
good.
thinking.
He's creating worlds.
Should I explain it to him?
Yeah, I
yeah.
don't think he got it.
Oh, yeah. So the name Gratu and gratuitous, they sound the same.
Gratu takes a big hit with this branch, and she stumbles backwards, but she's able to keep to her feet on top of the canopy. And then the other awakened tree turns to her and swings and completely misses. In fact, it misses so hard that it's sort of like it had to move. It had to like swing across this big chasm, so it like leaned in really, really far. This is the one that's on the far side from you guys. And had to lean in really far to swing, and it missed with its swing, and it sort of lost its footing and fell down into the pit. And when it lands at the bottom of this pit that it created when it got blasted by Josh, it like balloons down a little ways, making it another 10 foot deeper. And now this awakened tree is at the bottom of a 30-foot hole. Gratu, actually, Fennetir, you get one last look at these things as the slack on your rope is rapidly
Exhausting.
Do either of them look like they might get to hit Gratu before? One of them is gone, but the other one?
One of them is kind of far away, but the other one looks like Gratu's going to get a hit first.
Okay, well then I'll cast Guiding Bolt on that one.
Okay. Go for it.
Oof. 5.
Did you
that
bless
misses.
yourself? Okay.
No, I did not. Okay, well then I guess I get tugged away by the ship.
Gratu swings again.
Can I yell, hold still?
Misses. Yeah, you yell. She misses again. Oh man, she just swings and swings and swings at this tree.
I just wanted to hold her move action. Is
Yeah,
that a thing that she can do?
She's not going anywhere.
Okay, all right. So she's holding her move action. So she's just swung and swung. And,
and now it's your turn.
Mal holds his fingers out in as precise a fashion as he can and tries to blast that last tree to get it blasted back in a way so it won't get an attack of opportunity when Gratu runs. So that's a 13 plus stuff. That's going to be a 19 to hit.
That definitely hits.
Okay, in that case, this thing takes, again, 3 points of force damage and is blasted backwards. And I yell, "The party's on deck! Let's get out of here!"
Gratu watches as this awakened tree gets just blasted all the way across to the other side of the hole that's been opening in the trees.
It says I can push it up to 10 feet. So I would like to only push it 5.
Wow.
Okay, yeah, it gets pushed with half the momentum that it could otherwise have been, and it doesn't quite make it to the other side of the pit. Instead of hitting the side as it would, it lands like right on top of the other awakened tree, and the momentum together, these big giant trees both come crashing through and just fall. And you watch as this hole just gets wider and wider, because when the bottom of the canopy comes apart, the top has already come apart and the bottom's come apart, and the trees in this circle have lost their hold on each other. Then this circle of open space just gets wider and wider, and the fog is just pouring from both the top, and it's pouring, down from the top and up from the bottom to sort of fill in the center of this hole, and it's kind of swirling and making like a whirlpool in this like crater or circle. You can briefly, just for a second, see the black sky underneath with a few stars through this pit, and the trees are gone. And Gratu is standing there next to you, Mal, just panting and, I had it. I was going to chop it into firewood. It was almost gone. You saw it.
Sentient firewood.
And you will next time. And Mal grabs Gratu by the shoulder and turns and starts running and tries to get Gratu to run with him.
Oh, don't worry about it. They'll send a boat. And sure enough, one of the boats has been lowered and is coming around to pick people up, and they are one of the sailors. This is a lady named Yuza. She actually wasn't able to keep her footing for the entire course of the fight, and she fell down a little ways. And the Fujin and you guys and some of the other sailors had to spend a little time, rappelling down into various places in the cloudy sea, in the forest, to try and find her and bring her back. But eventually everybody is restored, and Goryo does not come out of his cabin, but Barkus does clap you on the shoulder and says, the cloudy sea, am I right? Crazy bandits, I don't know. Loners out here never stand a chance. I don't know what somebody like that was thinking.
Oh, not a bandit. Gather one, gather all, and see the tale of Mao and the forceful smiting blast upon the red, foppish oaf of a wizard. And Mao gets up and climbs up into perch and casts disguise self on himself so that he looks exactly like the red robe, and he like pantomimes blasting. He's like, ooh, 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 and he pantomimes.
Give me a performance check.
Yeah, all right. It's not that great. It's not awful, but it's worth the laugh. 7.
Yeah, with the 7, you just kind of look like a bit of a fool.
Oh, you know what? No, I don't have bless anymore. Oh well.
Yeah, you look like a bit of a fool, and the other sailors are like
saving throws.
Yes,
the other sailors.
Bless wouldn't work on a performance check like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, the other sailors are seem to be, moderately to very impressed by the spells that you were casting, which there is something that's not super common. They have not really seen that kind of thing very much before, but your storytelling leaves something to be desired in their eyes.
Hey, but I took a risk to try to make allies.
That rhymes.
Speaking of that, let's go ahead and stop for the night. Guys, I have a treasure table. I want to give you treasure, but when the bad guys who have the treasure get blasted down into infinity, I can't give you the treasure.
This world.
You find nothing. You get
Maybe
no
he
physical
tied the
possessions.
treasure to the tree before he got.
The trees got blasted down into the sky
There were
underneath
other
the world.
trees. There were
So real quick, so I take it at some point when we get back onto the ship, Tashash tries to give Mal a tongue lashing for charging off.
We can do that scene.
That will tie up the night for Mal. You'll see why he did what he did.
He'll So should we? Yeah. So it's kind of a. It's not a. I mean, it's not the most coherent tongue lashing, though. It also has some expressions of surprise and shock related to the, the fact that the sky is below them. Tashash still hasn't gotten over that.
And Mal lets him kind of run down, run out of steam and get it out of his system. And he says, Tashash.
It's so big. It's so big. Do not go down there. Do not go down there.
Tashash, my friend, we hunt on the cloudy sea. The sky is below us.
Gravy.
Always a fall away. And death hunts us at every turn. Do you know how to hunt a hunter, Tashash? Do you think a hunter waits? Do you think a hunter thinks? No. A hunter strikes. We must be death and find it before it can find us. And he's got kind of a bit of a,
no.
Okay, kind of look in his eye.
No. That is not the way. A dead man is not a good hunter. You do not jump.
And a man who hesitates is as good as dead when a kraken is coming for him.
We shall see.
And great scene, guys. Thank you. One more thing. I just want to show you briefly when the sun goes down here in the cloudy sea. You guys, you pretty much have the rest of the day off to rest and recuperate.
Tashash hides.
Tashash is in the hold, cowering.
In a place where no one can see him, and
inside of a barrel.
He can't see. Yeah.
You find a bug that you don't recognize, but you don't know enough about elven food to know that it's not normal elven food.
Yeah. Tashash is in the steerage, just stress eating barnacles.
Fennetir.
Fennetir actually goes to his cabin and he drops into a trance and he says, "Pawn, you old drunkard, where are you? I haven't seen you in my dreams recently." Pawn.
Interesting. So when the sun goes down, the mist lights up first bright orange, and here out in the middle of the cloudy sea, sunset is blinding. When the sun is hitting the clouds from the west, everything that is white in the day becomes molten orange for about half an hour at sunset, and it goes from yellow to orange to purple, and then a green tint starts coming up, and as the sun goes underneath of the ship, for most of the night this far out, you only have a couple of hours of actual darkness while the sun is on the other side of the planet, because for most of the night the sun is underneath of you, and the cloudy sea is lit up a bright leafy green that is very eerie and luminous. So you're never in the complete dark except for a couple of hours here. Even nighttime has this glowing illumination. So that night, Fennetir, make me a perception check.
Perception. I will perceive 9 times. I
perceive the quietest.
I actually rolled a 9, so that's an 11.
Okay. Yeah, you're distracted by your thoughts of Pan and looking back on the day. You're not quite able to sleep super well. You're up a little bit. You hear some noises, but they don't seem to mean anything to you.
It's not very fun.
Sorry. That is where we're going to stop for the night. Let's go ahead and do experience. Did you take any risks to help your friends or shipmates? All four of you went over the side to fight. Each of you marked 1 experience point. Next, is there any special way that you helped in the hunt for Enma, the silver squid?
I looked for him from the top.
No, Dwight. Dwight would not, because Fennetir would not have to take a watch at all, as part of his normal duty. That is a special way that you helped. I'm probably not going to give that to you every episode, but I think you get an experience for that.
Does telling the crew
Telling lies
guy
about-
that I want to use that as taking a risk to help an ally specifically to does trying to get them to go north to hunt for Enma up there, does that count?
Do you actually think that Enma is up there?
Oh yeah, of course. If that's a high concentration of all the other Kraken, then surely the king of the cloudy sea is with his subjects.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
You can have an experience point for that chat with Barkus about where Enma is and trying to help with that.
And Tashash definitely needs to get one for. Well, I'll let you get to that. Sorry. Go ahead.
Did you advance your personal quest?
Tashash lied. About knowing where Enma was.
Mal,
Right.
however, happens to believe that that lie is actually true.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, he got
Yeah, that was an attempt to help to advance your personal quest.
No, he was
Yeah.
totally trying to influence
have-
the direction of the boat.
Do we have to succeed in this, or do we have to take a risk to advance it?
I think that it's
We'll do some
it's going to be
effort.
an easier case if you take a risk.
Okay, so me doing the pantomiming of killing the red robe is Mal trying to elevate himself in the eyes of the crew, try to build his status, build his rep, and lay the groundwork for making allies of these people so that they'll listen to him, follow him, be aligned with him.
Yeah, that's nice, but I think that's secondary to your quest.
Oh, that's more of the reaction to my fate. Right. The reaction to my fate was flinging myself headlong off of the boat in an attempt to
Cool.
seek
Yeah,
out
we're
death
on,
before death can find us. Go ahead.
We're on the personal quest here.
Okay, personal quest. No, sorry.
Watherin tried. The language you used was, "Did I advance it?" I don't know if I advanced it. I asked around and I found some words they don't know.
Yeah, I think that you didn't make any concrete progress.
Okay.
Did your attitude towards fate complicate your life in a meaningful way? I think that Mal has a good case for that. This is not experience points. This one, give yourself a fate point for the riskiness of just leaping off the side.
Okay.
even when your ally's like pulling you.
Trying to hold on to me. Okay.
Tashash went after Mal, going over the side, which he and I know he didn't actually do a ton, but like chasing Mal over all around, and neglecting to find I mean, like, not neglecting, but like choosing to go over without the rope in order to chase Mal down is, trying to get Mal back, and then lecturing about their debate at the end. I think maybe is him, maybe is Tashash sort of the conflict between self-preservation and, and also trying to make sure Mal stays alive. Because Tashash's outlook obviously conflicts with Mal's on this, and Tashash needs Mal not to die. So,
Right. Yeah.
I mean, the problem,
Sure.
I guess,
Yeah. Give
part
yourself
of it was
a fate point for cowardice.
Yeah, I mean,
Being protective
he
of
went
Mal
after a guy.
specifically.
He tried to intervene in a situation that, like, his actions had him trying to intervene in a situation that didn't really need intervention. So he just ended up running around in circles mostly.
Yeah, you can have a fate point for that.
So for advancing my personal quest of trying to build up a base of allies that can one day help me accomplish things, is that not?
Maybe we need to talk about what your personal quest is.
Were you thinking that it was the object?
Yeah. In my understanding, your personal quest was to find your god Chernobog and get your magic blade from him.
Gotcha. So are we supposed to have just one?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
No, you can have like 27.
You cannot have.
I mean, I was thinking that I had two, but if so, it needs to be that one in particular. Okay. All right. Fair enough. Okay.
Yeah.
I danced to distract myself from the certainty that this ship is going down.
Oh, okay. Yeah, give yourself a fate point.
And for you to interpret, Matt, his attitude towards his fate is he totally believes it and is trying to embrace it and dive in. The dying on the quest thing, and so dying on the ship thing. So his way of doing that is basically, as soon as the boss says go over, he goes over. He just fights the tree. He doesn't care. He cares. He is utterly unconcerned with his welfare, and so that's why he's moving and just going really aggressively on those things. As opposed to
that, so it's my impression that is pretty close to what his character is anyway. A sort of hardworking sort of thing. If you think that that's a meaningful departure from how he would normally behave, then you can have a fate point for it. But the phrasing is deliberate, that it has to be, did your attitude towards fate complicate your life in a meaningful way? So
did that manifest in this episode? If
it manifests in this episode as a dramatic complication, that's how you get points.
Okay, then I'm going to say no.
Whether it is kind of, I mean,
he's a pretty uncomplicated guy in some ways. So at least in this case, I'm going to say no.
Cool. All right. Thank you very much. That's all for tonight. Thank you for joining us. Hey, tune in at this same time next week. I'm sorry?
There's one on your list of things called Secret.
Yes, nobody got that this time.
Great. Just checking.
Thank you for joining us. Tune tune in this same time next week for another exciting episode. And remember, failure is beautiful.
All right.